It's a trap, you walk right into the hate. All over a new king that's face is just replaced. It's all the same, you still be ruled by force. And no matter who it is, they'll still carry on the torch. Just a lie, cheat, steal, half of what you make. Taxation is steps, it's time to vacate the state. Newsflash, all your cash is an IOU. From killers who really do steal from you. Inflation is a weapon used by every nation who says that they're saving the world through lies. That they disguise and pass off as bravery. Well, I got news, debt is slavery. It don't matter who's madder, a new master don't matter. When they both want the same, the state don't play no games. They got you trying to survive and put you on sides and ready to kill each other. That's conquer and divide. It's all for show or for hyper control.
That's Where's Our History, boy?
And we're back. Like, you didn't know we were back, but we're back now. We took a short... The other night, we were not in the proper headspace, but we decided to come back and finish the show today.
He ate this.
But you didn't know that. The show just kept going for you.
Depending on how the other one sounds, they might just get this.
I think there's good stuff on track one,
That's
you
cool.
know?
Yeah.
But now, what we really wanted to talk to you guys about, just, like, try to hash out this whole, like... dismantling and tearing down statues and that whole chestnut, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I remember back right before the 2016 election, we had a similar string of events where people were tearing down statues, right?
Yeah.
And the thing is obviously people were like, well, it's Confederate statues now. What next? You know what I mean?
Right.
Now, the thing is that, and here's where I'll argue for statues is, well, isn't it? I don't like the fact that taxpayer dollars pay for them. But the thing about it is you're not, you can't just get rid of statues and erase history, right?
Yeah.
Here's the thing. 99% of the people out there from history, regardless of whoever they are, have something problematic. Let's use that word. I hate that fucking word, but they have something problematic about them. By that logic, every motherfucker who's been idolized with a statue should get taken down, right? Everybody has done things. Nobody's a saint, is what I'm saying.
I just think there's better to be gained by learning from history instead of trying to erase it.
Totally. Yeah.
Recreate your own
exactly
false
like,
narrative.
And that's the thing. Like, we're getting to the point, like, I don't like drawing comparisons to 1984, but it makes me think of, like, they're trying to completely reshape the narrative, right? And this goes for even, like, getting
the memory hole.
It not only just like the statues, but with the whole, like, getting rid of Aunt Jemima, right? Like,
self-made.
Yeah. Or, like, I saw something today that I thought was hilarious, and this just goes on to prove my point more, that liberals are more racist in the sense that they don't realize that they're racist, right? Mm-hmm. Because they petitioned to get rid of, apparently there's a brand of cereal in Australia called, I think I'm probably wrong, Cocoa Pops, right? It's, I guess we don't have it here, but it's supposed to be like Rice Krispies, except like Cocoa Krispies. But over in Australia,
sounds delicious.
The mascot is a monkey.
Okay.
Like, and they're like, that's racist.
A monkey.
Yeah. Monkeys are racist now.
Okay.
Because apparently, because since Rice Krispies, the mascot is 3 little, like, mischievous elf dudes or whatever. Snap, crackle, and pop. Right?
Yeah.
In the Cocoa version, it's a monkey. So, like, here's the thing. Like, in a person's mind, if your mind looks at that box of cereal and says, that's racist because you're the one with that internalized racism because you're drawing a parallel between a monkey mascot and some sort of, like, yesteryear comparison between black people and primates.
Like that advertisement for any ice from the 50s.
Well, I mean, that one's pretty goddamn blatant, if you ask me.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. That's racist.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, unless you have some type of a fucking racial drawing, like, let's say the Disney Crows. Okay?
Yeah.
But
yeah.
Is that cereal mascot one of those, or is it just a fucking monkey?
It's just a little monkey.
Yeah, get out of here. Get out of here with your shit.
You know, like I get it, for certain, like you said, for certain things, like yeah, if you literally like you think of those old ads where it had like a black as midnight little boy holding a giant piece of watermelon,
right?
That's
all the way racially drawn,
all the way racist, right. But like, and you know, some people have pointed out, like with Aunt Jemima and Uncle Ben and Cream of Wheat, like you're really just like there's some bad thing about black people cooking food.
Yeah.
Like, is there anybody who has been born in the last, I don't know, 30 years who looks at a fucking bottle of Aunt Jemima maple syrup and thinks about like slavery and the racial connotation? Nobody thinks that. Nobody thinks
White
that.
liberals think that. Or
yeah, because they have
black people that are in a victimhood mindset.
Because they have internalized racism.
Yeah. Was it you that told me that Aunt Jemima was like a real person?
No, I didn't tell you that.
I thought we had a discussion about somebody that was one of these.
I'm sure she was based off of a real person.
I don't know where that came from then.
I don't know, man. I don't know. But here's the thing, like, it's interesting, like, the things that they're targeting. I feel like, okay, here's the thing when it comes to the whole racial thing. Or just how this country's fucked, right? Yeah. Okay, you are going, like, when this war is over and the only thing you could say you're proud of is we got rid of Aunt Jemima. We did it, everybody. But here's the thing. Like, there is serious problems, and I'm going to use this phrase, and I know a lot of people hate it, but it's true. You can't deny it, of systemic racism in this country. We've talked about it on the show before. Mm-hmm. We've talked about how laws, specifically like especially like when we're gearing up for making marijuana illegal in the 30s, they pushed the envelope and said, like, marijuana makes Mexican and black men rape white women and crazy shit like off the wall shit like that.
All the way up to Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton with the super predators.
With the super predators.
3 strike laws and all that shit.
Yeah. Like, there have been, like, those are and the mass incarceration rates in this country, all those things, those are well-deserved hills to die on, right?
Yeah.
And you are not going to stop any of that. Like, you see like Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer fucking kneeling and wearing, which I thought was odd. They talked about the Kente scarves, which apparently that tribe was big on selling people into slavery.
Yeah, it's weird.
I found it weird that they decided to do that.
That's irony, right?
I guess it's irony.
Okay.
But I would almost say it's ignorance, but you know, with them, they love symbolism.
Right.
Especially taking a knee,
what's our volume at?
We're both at 10.
Jesus fucking Christ. It's driving me crazy.
Is it that soft?
Yeah.
I hear it in my ears just fine.
I don't know.
Here, let's switch off. But no, the thing is, like, those are noble causes. Like, and you're going to tell me, like, if you're going to fight these quote-unquote cultural battles about silly shit, you're not talking about the real shit.
No.
Like, hey, we fixed racism by getting rid of Aunt Jemima.
They want Biden in there. And, like, how many times have you seen him say some blatantly racist shit?
Do they understand that the current state, not to say that it started with him, but as it stands now, the current state of incarceration, especially amongst the African-American community, started with him in the 90s?
Yeah. He's also the one you have to thank for public shootings. He's a great alternative.
He said, like, think about it. This motherfucker, he said some straight up wild shit. Like, he was against integration. Mm-hmm. He said he didn't want his children to be growing up in schools, quote unquote, racial jungle.
Yeah.
Okay, this motherfucker, I'm not saying that Trump isn't a turd as well.
No.
That motherfucker got sued in the 70s because he was racially profiling tenants for his buildings.
Yeah.
Fuck him too.
Right.
But you can't say why did they pick him? He is a terrible, like
Elma and I were talking about this the other day, and I still feel in my heart of hearts that whoever they are, they want Trump reelected. They had so many rising stars on the Democrat ticket.
You had fucking Tulsi Gabbard.
Right.
You know?
You had Yang. I'm not saying I agree with either of them because voting's violence, but I am saying that if you're trying to appeal to nationwide 50% or so of party members, and you're going to put up the dude that has dementia and rapes children and is blatantly racist,
Likes to smell children.
You're trying to throw this, bro.
And that's not even speculation. There's literally dozens of videos of him literally grabbing children and smelling them.
Yeah, and grabbing their tits.
Like, what the fuck?
Feeling on them. Talking about having black kids feel his legs in a hot tub. Making comparisons to cockroaches.
I have to, there is the part of me that's like, they're throwing this.
Yeah,
right?
they have to be. There's no way they're this stupid.
Like, they have so many candidates that I feel like would, let's step away from this in the sense that we don't have a horse in this race, right?
No.
Like, we don't.
Other than the dude with the boot on his head.
Yeah, Vermin Supreme all the way.
Supreme.
Like, I wish that Jo Jorgensen, the Libertarian candidate, had picked Vermin Supreme as her running mate.
Yeah.
But although I'll talk about that in a minute. But the thing is that they had all these prospects of people that could have united people. And I'm not talking about myself because voting is violence. But
preach.
But they people who could have mended the divide. I hate keep throwing my girl out there, but Tulsi Gabbard, for God's sake. The
one good thing they did is that they showed us that they're all sellouts. Because none of them felt strongly enough about their own position to not just immediately bow down to Biden.
Well, obviously, I guess at the end of the day, even Bernie was just looking for a payday.
I mean, he already got paid. He was just looking.
He was good for another one. Yeah. That's all there is to it. And then you look at Elizabeth Warren and all of her shenanigans. Even she probably could have done more than what he like I said. I feel like it's a throwaway. I guess apparently they didn't have somebody that could unify people enough. But the problem is with the way things have been for the last few years, everybody's been so divisive that it's virtually impossible to find somebody that could unite everybody.
Yeah.
Or not everybody, but at least enough people to actually win. You know what I mean? I mean, if they wanted to even get a snowball's chance in hell of winning, they would have to find somebody about as lukewarm as Obama.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Just real quick. I don't know if we talked about this because you were gone on your honeymoon. But it's called #FrazzleDrip. FrazzleDrip. And it's supposedly the title of a video that can be found on the deep web. I'm going to put out a call to action to anybody listening, because I know we got some of those deep web boys and girls in our corner. If you can find this video and send it to me, I'll be willing to throw my life away to publish this video.
Ooh-wee.
It is the video. I've seen stills from it. It's literally inside of Comet Ping Pong. Girls are literally tied to the table. And supposedly, Hillary Clinton, Huma Abedin are doing a ritual on this little child with a surgeon where the surgeon cuts her face off. Then they wear it like a mask and they dance around and they scare her and then they kill her.
I saw something the other day, too, if anybody can verify this for me, about when Anthony Weiner was arrested.
Yeah, this is all coming from his laptop.
Yeah, apparently he had an insurance file on his laptop. And 9 of the 12 officers that made contact with that laptop and what was on it are dead.
They had 9. Here's the numbers that I read. 9 officers that were active.
Committed
suicide by gunshot to the back of the head. And the number 12 comes in because the other 3 were retired.
Yeah.
So this is all resurfacing, supposedly. The new WikiLeaks dump, they dump all of the Clinton emails. They dump all of, supposedly, Wiener shit.
Mm. It'd be interesting to see. Do you think there's, not to sidetrack, but do you think there's a symbolism behind, it seems like insiders they commit suicide by hanging, right? Mm-hmm. It seems like people that just come in contact with it generally just get executed.
They get a heart attack to the back of the head.
Yeah. Do you think they're, I feel like it's a symbolic thing basically to signify we're going to kill you like a dog.
Yeah. We'll put you down. That's the thing,
too. Yeah, we put you down like we would a bad dog.
That's the thing that Pascal always talked about. He said in the inner circles of these satanic groups, they refer to the police and military as their dogs.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
They wear their little badges with their collar. It's basically their name tag, their collar.
Their little fucking... Some of those cities have that Masonic strip around their heads.
That checkered pattern around their head with the 8-sided hypercube. Yeah, we've talked about all that before.
El Presidente sent us a thing on Instagram a week ago that showed all these different police patches rather, and all the Masonic symbology and all that shit. Like, it's all a goddamn joke.
Here's the thing, and color me crazy, but what blows my mind is that, like, and I'm not trying to praise police forces in Europe by any means. Mm-hmm. Police everywhere are bad, but here's the thing though. Like, you look at everywhere else in the world, cops, their vehicles are always like super bright colored, checkers,
They're there to help.
Yeah, lights, all sorts of shit, right? When we went down to on our way to Florida, almost every state that we went through, their state highway patrols are in like virtually unmarked vehicles.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Like, how are you supposed to be considered emergency services and not just fleecing? You're not just being road pirates, fleecing people by sitting in a vehicle where like it's black and just like in like a off color suede, like black suede color in a matted material. It says police on the side of your car.
Yeah, I noticed that first when I went to the Outer Banks. They'd sit and hide in the sand dunes, and their cars match the sand dunes. Camouflage, predators.
I mean, other than the fact, and like I said, I'm not praising police in Europe or anything like that, but like in most other European countries, we're talking about multiple years of training to become a police officer. Here it is under...
it's like 3 to 6 months.
Yeah, it's like under a year.
It's crazy.
Most other places is a year plus to be trained, and a lot of those countries don't even... Their normal like on the beat cops...
Yeah.
Don't carry weapons.
Yeah.
They're emergency services.
I think that Eaton, Ohio, on our video that we posted, you can't really see a lot of firearms in it, but there were firearms there. We had 2 of them.
Yeah.
You had a bigger response probably for the reason why that anybody that was Antifa in that crowd, that if they just rolled up into a town filled with fucking podunks that weren't paying attention to them, like, they would have turned up. Yeah. They would have burnt shit down. Like, you told me that they were calling businesses and threatening them and shit. Mm-hmm. But they started coming out and seeing how many people were just there politely watching and waiting, armed.
Yeah.
It comes from the citizenry protecting their own areas.
Yeah.
Geese.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Pretty much. It goes back to the first part of the show when I talked about how I'm all for sheriff's departments because those are duly elected individuals by the community. And once again, this goes back to my notion that it's not that I don't believe in any governance whatsoever, but I feel like the largest, most effective form of governance is in small communities. So, like, it's
ones
like I said,
you can run into at Walmart.
The ones you could say, hey, I don't want to wrestle this crackhead. How about I elect you to take care of that business for me?
I'd even be fine with them going back to the old school sheriffs. Like, you should have a highly armed populace. Right?
It makes me think of No Country for Old Men.
Yeah.
Tommy Lee Jones talked about, he's like, some of them back in the day didn't even carry a gun.
Yeah.
Like,
it's big dick energy.
Yeah. You imagine just like, he just has like a fucking shillelagh.
Yeah. There's a lot to be said, too, about the fact that that community in that movie was armed, too. I feel like if you have the whole problem with volunteerism and anarchy is that it will literally take probably 2 generations of us teaching our children accountability.
And it would take a lot of corpses, too.
Natural law and personal responsibility and a mound of corpses.
Stacking them high, man. Because listen, we have allowed the powers that be to quote unquote govern our behavior for so long.
Authorities.
They call them. And you haven't let natural selection take care of the deviants. You know what I mean? Because I feel like if you let nature take its course, deviance would naturally, I would hope, weed itself out. It's when we decided to let people have quote unquote authority is when deviants started to run amok. You know what I mean?
Like a homeboy the other day, when you and I were walking around coming back from a randonautica.
Yeah, we haven't talked about that yet either.
You guys got to download the app called Randonautica. Randonautica. Check it out. Look up some videos on it. But we were coming back from one, and on the right side of the street, the other side, this dude opens his door and just runs out high on meth. Mm-hmm. He's like dancing and running around crazy. We're like, maybe he's born with it.
Yeah.
Maybe it's methamphetamine.
Yeah.
But that's a deviant problem.
Yeah. And I feel like in volunteerism, it'd weed itself out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not going to have a whole lot of people running around in a place where you can freely own firearms and take personal responsibility with your marksmanship and your own protection. And that dude decides, I think I need some meth. I think I'm going to go into my neighbor's house and collect some of his things and then pop, 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 pop.
Yeah.
Then that problem's not there anymore.
So, and I wanted to talk about this too, was Randonautica.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
Listen, so me and Tobeans found this app from TikTok while we were on vacation. Okay, so give you a quick overview of it, right? Basically, you load this fucker up, and it tells you to, think, it has to have intent.
Yeah.
You have to have intent. Like, you're looking for something, right? Like, a lot of times you'll see on TikTok, people are like, they'll select two colors.
They're children.
They'll say, I'm looking for blue and red, or blue and yellow, right? And you think about it. And then the app will come up with a spot.
A location
near you. And the two main ones are attractors and voids, right?
I don't understand the types yet. I need to check out the subreddit.
Okay, so, and you go to this place and say, hypothetically, you were thinking of blue and yellow. Like, on one of the TikToks, they're thinking about it, blue and yellow. And they come up on this spot and just out in the middle of nowhere. It's like an abandoned building. And there's one of those, I can't remember what they're called. It's like the balloons that are shiny.
Mm-hmm.
What are those called? They have a name.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about too. It's stuck in there.
The ones that usually have a lot of writing on them and shit like that.
Yeah.
And they found a happy birthday balloon that was blue with yellow writing.
What the fuck?
And we watched one where I don't know what they were looking for in specific, but it was in Seattle. And you could look this news story up actually. And they came upon, they were on the shore and they found a suitcase and they opened up the suitcase and it smelled, it reeked. And it had like a plastic bag filled with something, right?
What was the something?
A human corpse.
Uh-huh.
And then apparently when the cops arrived and discovered that it was a human corpse, they found more suitcases.
Jesus Christ.
The first one I saw that was, the first TikTok I saw of it was a tractor, right? And this dude, it's out in the middle of nowhere. And this dude goes out there and it's in the middle of the woods. And there's just an old car burned out, fucking tore out the frame, sitting in the middle of the woods, out in the middle of fucking nowhere. And the dude's taking a video. He's like, this is creepy as fuck. And then he heard this voice go, help me. And he's like, nope.
I gotta go.
Yeah. We did it. Tobeans downloaded it. And when she pulled it up while we were in Florida, it came out with a location in the middle of the fucking ocean.
What was your intent?
I don't even remember. Honestly, I don't remember. I don't think she put intent into it. But we did one the other day. And just on a lark, we were
I wasn't serious.
We weren't serious, but that's what we gave it.
And that's what we got.
We were being cheeky. We're like, let's find it, because of the one from Seattle, let's find a dead body.
Yeah.
So it gives us one down the street from where I live, right? The location it gives us is I don't know, it's like a house it's for people with mental health issues or something like that.
Yeah, it's like mental health services.
Yeah, it's like mental health services. And so we're like, that's kind of weird.
Yeah.
And then so we're walking behind it because we just wanted to check it out. I didn't realize it at the time, but it shares an alley with a funeral home.
Cheeky.
Yeah. So it decided to be cheeky back ass. Now, apparently it's built off of a random number generator, right? And it creates some sort of quantum.
Finds the
holes
in the matrix.
Yeah, supposedly, and that's what I think it's gearing towards is because I want to do one and put my intent towards finding a thinny. Now, those of you who've read Stephen King out there know what a thinny is. It's a spot where the veil between our reality and something else.
I've seen videos of that shit too.
Very thin.
Where they've done it.
And that's what I want to find.
Did you see the one with the cell phone text thing? Which it could have been fake, but I think it seemed real. He had a legitimate response to it. He wanted to find a break in reality, is what he called it. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
It takes him to this alleyway that's it's like that. it's like that tunnel out in the middle, like if you're going to Lockengren, you know, you go underneath the road or whatever. It's that super tight tunnel, and it stops and like right ahead of it, and then his phone goes, boop, and he like records it with the camera, and it's a text message from a random number. It says, "Are you real?" And then he's like, "What the fuck?" He tried texting it back, and there was no response. Well, then as he goes to leave, and he's looking up to the left side of the tunnel, and there's graffiti, and it said the same thing. "Are you real?"
Man.
So I set the intention the other day when I was by myself that I wanted to see a break in the Matrix. Right? I didn't call it a thinny. I just wanted to see some type of confirmation for some shit that proved to me that none of this is real, that didn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Sends me down Chicago Street. The picture that it gave me on the directions for Google Maps showed me going down Chicago Street, turning right in an alleyway, and then coming back around, because supposedly it's two one-way streets. Chicago Street runs west, and the other one runs east.
Yeah.
Well, and apparently it's like a cul-de-sac. You come back, like, out another way. Half-assed roundabout, I don't know.
Yeah.
I go down Chicago Street, tells me to turn right. There's a fucking house there to turn right at. There's no road.
Yeah.
So I look like as I'm driving behind it, there's a road, kind of.
Yeah.
So I had to go all the way down, turn off whatever road that is, and then turn down the alleyway.
Yeah.
And the house in the picture looked not that old. And there was a person sunbathing in a fucking, what's that called?
Like a hammock?
Yeah, hammock.
Okay.
Goddamn words. But it looked fairly recent.
Yeah.
So I look toward that direction on this non-existent street.
Yeah.
And where the destination is supposed to be is an empty lot with an old-ass foundation.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what would be weird is if we pull, like, I almost want to, like, go to Oxford and pull that shit up and see, like, listen, the Pioneer Cemetery is something. Like,
we need to go back there.
Oh my god, that gave me chills. I
don't
even want to think about that place, dude. Listen, I mean, you guys will have to go back in our back catalog, but we like did an on the road episode where we went to the cemetery out by where we live.
The audio's crazy.
That is notorious for crazy shit, and I bet you that shows up on Randonautica. I don't know what it is. I don't think it's an attractor. I'll tell you that right now.
It's not good.
Because
there's nothing good there.
Because I feel like an attractor would draw people towards it versus a void, which makes people stay away from it. I would say it's a void. You know.
I'll tell you about the other one I did before I stopped. Same day as the Chicago Street one. I said I wanted to be terrified because it was after we watched that video, the one where they're like, we're at Target, and we decided we were going to do another Randonautica, and we all shared the intention of evil. We wanted to see evil.
Oh, yeah.
And then there's this creepy fucking lady, like a homeless bitch, standing outside, staring directly in the car, like doing shit with her face that didn't make any sense. And she's looking right at him like, yeah. But I said I wanted to be terrified. So it took me out of Eaton on whatever road that is that runs parallel to 35, but it's behind it.
Yeah.
Lewisburg, maybe? I don't know. Anyway, takes me out that way. Has me turn, there's a four-way stop. Had me turn left. And then it's like in the middle of this grove of foresty shit.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's in there. And there was just this tiniest opening to get in there. And I was like, I'm going back. Fuck y'all.
Nah, so, yeah, you guys need to check out Randonautica. I'm going to do some more into it because I need to find a thinny.
I went on one the other night, and that one was
an adventure.
It was a fucking ride.
Yeah. But
it's a good way to pass the time. Break the reality, maybe.
Yeah. It's a good app.
If you're tired of watching racism videos, and living in reality, go break the break the wheel.
Yeah.
And that'll be okay.
Yeah. Well, I think that about wraps it up for us.
Sounds good.
We'd like to thank y'all for listening.
Yes.
If you want to get in touch with us, you could always go over to the gram.
Instagram.com/bonesandtubs.
You could hit us up in our email.
bonesandtubs@gmail.com.
We love those long form emails.
Love them. It's been a while since we got one.
You could also, if you feel like we deserve your patronage, you could go over to our PayPal.
PayPal.com/bonesandtubs.
Venmo and Cash App.
Both of those things. And Patreon.com.
And our Patreon.com.
/bonesandtubs.
Yes. You can check us out on all those things.
We have another patron, matter of fact. Just a quick shout out. It's our boy. Ian Fogg.
Oh, thanks, Ian.
He went from the $1 club to the $5 club.
There we go. Yeah, you can check out our Patreon. Just as little as $1. We're trying to get ourselves an air conditioner for the studio.
And get our lives together and do this full time because fuck the factory of sadness.
Oh, most definitely. We here lately, we are not feeling its vibe at this point.
I'm to the point of going to work for anyone else.
Yes. Hey, Jeff Bezos.
Hit us up.
Hit us up in the DMs.
I'm going to read this message since he upped his patron donation. Been a long time coming, gents. Wish it was more. The three amigos shall further spread the good word. Congrats to Mr. Tubbs and Toe Beans. As a great philosopher said, long live and prosper. A wish I freely give everyone. On to business, Mr. Bond. Ride boldly. Ride the shade. Replied. To the land of Eldorado. Redbeard. Disturbing news from the Chaz Nation. Cavalry is on standby. Dr. Gonzo. Much obliged on the recent help in the late... Oh, God. Dr. Gonzo, much obliged on the recent help of late in the home front. Whispers of an old advisory stirring in the east.
Nice.
Thank you for your support.
We'd like to thank JNY5 for doing the artwork for the show. JNY5.com.
JNY5 Internet Studios on Instagram. JNY5.com. Blood of the Brave, letting us use his music. Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much.
Check him out, Blood of the Brave at Bandcamp. Blood of the Brave on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Check him out.
Hey, if you want some Bones and Tubbs merch, we have a partnership with TeePublic.
Check out the TeePublic link in our Instagram bio.
Shirts, coffee mugs,
wall
face
art,
masks,
onesies
wall art
for a baby.
Yeah, man.
Masks to wear to show your compliance while also telling them to get woke and go fuck themselves.
And also, yeah, check all that stuff out. It'd be great. Hey, send us pictures of you wearing the merch if you get it.
Yeah, I'm still putting together a compilation for video.
And also, here in the near future, my podcasting partner finally lit a fire under me. Be on the lookout, and we'll let you know. My first book, The King's Fire, Prophecy and Flame,
Which can be found on Amazon.
Will have an audio version.
We working on the Audible version.
Narrated by me.
Yes. Edited by Bones, read by Tubbs.
Yes.
It's a real marriage.
So you'd be able to see that here soon. We thank you all for listening. We hope you enjoyed the show. We hope to see you next time. Between now and then, you guys stay safe.
Look to the future. We love you.
We really do.
The bad thing about being honest, the straightforward, and doing that is people know where you stand and they try to take advantage of you. They take advantage of your good nature. They take advantage of the fact that they know that you're a good guy, you are a straight shooter, and that you're not going to retaliate on them when they fuck you. Well, folks, most of the time I believe that's probably true. But God built me to be here to prove to you that what you have been doing for God knows how many years is wrong. You picked on the wrong man. I'm not tough.
You hear that?
I'm not that strong.
Yeah. They rolled up in all black. Windows half cracked. Scoping out the scene before they attack. Had they on bad guys in most people's eyes. Most trust them with their life cause they got a badge and tie. Gifted a position given to them by a system. I set it all up to put the kids into prison. This is non-fiction, non-violence, so just listen. They got a mission to imprison your mind and soul. This ain't nothing new, but we survive what we're sold. And don't believe in ourselves, but believe what we're told. And we're all molded by a machine that gets in your dreams. It can get in your gut and kill your self-esteem. And I've been scolded and told who I should be, but I'll never conform. I was born to be free. It's a setup, I never let up. From the cradle to the grave, they got you in the cage. It's a setup, so keep your head up. Cause they're selling all that doubt with every word out the mouth. It's a setup, I never let up. From the cradle to the grave, they got you in the cage. It's a setup, so keep your head up. Cause they're selling all that doubt with every word out the mouth. Giving numbers of birth, yeah, that's a fact. Deny it if you want, but I'll do the math. I face facts and understand. Had to overstand the plan with my mind intact. And I got more than a plan, I got hope and belief. Dreams of faith and know damn well that's what they want to take. It's a weapon. Fear's aggression and they plant it in our minds to the point we can't find a way out, a way in. And anywhere you go you'll see a many men over there and everywhere. They're armed and prepared to do whatever it takes. They don't play fair, that's a setup, and never let up. From the cradle to the grave, they got you in the cage, it's a setup. So keep your head up, cause they're selling all that doubt with every word at the mouth. It's a setup, and never let up. From the cradle to the grave, they got you in the cage, it's a setup. So keep your head up, cause they're selling all that doubt with every word at the mouth.